everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Hambone here, and in today's video we're going to go over the state of World of Tanks Valor and, in my opinion, where the game is headed over the next year or two, and just my thoughts on how the direction of the game is going right now and how things are going on in the game right now. I wanted to do this a little bit of an overview video. And if you're not familiar with my channel at all, I do World of Tanks content on World of Tanks Valor, and I do some Dauntless content from time to time. You may see a guide or two come out over the next coming weeks, but that's just who I am, and without any further ado, let's jump straight into this video. First thing I want to talk about is the op structure going on in the game right now. Really, overall, the ops are doing really well for me. I think that they are striking a pretty good balance of almost too much to do, and really and truthfully it is. Honestly, this Fear Not op, they threw the Diamondback op at us, and then right after that here's the Fear Not op, all in the middle of the Valor op. And so we're trying to do all these things all at once, earn all these tanks, earn these crew people. Just in these couple of months, we've earned like 10 tanks or something ridiculous like that. So they're kind of showering us with earn ops. I think, these daily thing right here, the 17 days, or 19-day reward thing, that's a good thing. I think that's a good way to, get people to play daily. I like that op. I'm not a fan of long haul. Honestly, I just don't really much like it. But these earning tank ops, they're really good because they break up the grind and different things. But if you're running a merc contract and you're trying to get all these different things done all together, it really can be a whole lot of a headache. So the op structure is better than it was at the beginning of the year. They toned down the rewards, I think, a little bit too much at the beginning of the year. But it's almost too much to do all at one time. They expect a whole lot of you all at one time. 25,000 XP per day for over a month, like 35 days. That's quite a bit of XP that's required per day, and that's just to earn the one tank. That's not including all the Valor, different stuff like that. If you're doing a merc contract, you might have to earn more than that per day. And just the different things like that can make it a little bit. It's almost a little bit too grindy, but if you have a premium account, it's not bad, which I don't. But overall, the op structure, though, is doing a good thing. It's good to have things that just break up the constant grinding to tier 10 and to have different things like that. That kind of variety is a very good thing. Now, all of these ops end on the day that the Xbox 360 support ends, which rolls right into my next point here. And the main topic of what we're going to be talking about throughout the video is this opens the door for so many changes that are possible now thanks to the 360 support going away. And I'm sorry, but a 15-year-old or how old console it is now, I got one when I was in elementary school, so that should tell you about how old the console is. But that old of a console being supported this long is really kind of crazy anyways, in my opinion. And now that it's gone, it opens the door for, minor features like last known positions being added to the minimap, which is something we've needed for years, in my opinion, that the PC's had. And they've said that, we can't get it because of the 360, which of course now is gone. And it also opens the door for things like grand battles, which are fun. I've played them on the PC, but they're not as much fun as something like frontline game mode, which I made a post on the forums the other day about this. But to me, things like this, frontline game mode, grand battles, all of those things are now going to be possible and able to be something that we can get in our future in this game. There are things that you can look down the pipe now and say, okay, it's very possible that we're going to get this right here in the near future. It's very possible that frontline game mode could be right around the corner. They haven't confirmed any of this, but now that there is no 360 support, now that the 360 is going away, things like this, things that require a whole lot more system than the 360 could give, are now going to be possible. Like I said, frontline mode, the various 30v30, which is grand battles, that's going to be possible. Different things like that, all of that stuff is going to be possible now that 360 support is officially going away. We can do things now with our game that we couldn't before. Like I said, it'll open the door for more bushes on the maps, which will be a huge help to those of us who play light tanks and mediums, etc. More bushes is always going to be a good thing. More places, more locations, more camouflage. Being able to run better assets just all in general is just going to be a better thing for the game. Like I said, changing the maps, bigger maps, all that stuff is just going to be better for the game. It's going to keep the game, better in the long run and make the game better. overall, the state of the game right now, I'm very optimistic that it's going to head in a good direction. We've been through a lot of rebrands, with the whole mercenaries thing and with everything else, in regards to all that. We've been through a lot with this game over the past couple of years. I've been playing for 6 years now, since 2014, which is crazy to think about. But I've been playing this game literally longer than I've known my wife, which is crazy to me. But anyways, the direction the game is headed is in a good way, I think. The Wargaming have finally kind of decided that, okay, we're going to, take back, with the WZ1321 unnerfs, I guess you could call it, the buffs, I guess. They're removing the nerfs that they did put on it, before. But, with the unnerfing of the WZ1321, it adds up to things. Hopefully, they're going to change the E50M, or the E50 rather, back to how it was before it was nerfed, because let's be real, a 3-second aim time on a medium like that, with that kind of gun, and with the way that you play the E50, or at least the way that I played the E50, it kind of neutered that tank, and it's opening the door for Wargaming. They're taking a step back and they're going, okay, we've had an unbalanced mess for a while. We're going to work on balance just a little bit, and I really think that this is a good direction for the game. I'm going to remain optimistic here and just hope for the best, honestly, with this year. The upcoming year is looking really good. They're dropping 360 support, which is something that they should have done years ago, in my opinion. And we're going to get the game on the new consoles eventually, I'm sure. We're going to get cross-play, which is just going to help populate the servers, that much better. And we're going to get all these things that, we've needed for a long, long time. All of stuff that, the game could use, and that's going to make the game that much better. Like I said earlier, we're going to be able to get frontline game mode and different stuff like that. But also, we're going to open the door for reusable consumables like we have on PC, and just different things that are various things that are going to be a little bit better for us. And overall, the game is just going to grow and be better because of it. The more bushes you add, the more dynamic that you make the maps. The more places that you can go, the better you'll be. The bigger the maps you can make, the better off you'll be. And honestly, frontline game mode is one of the things that I'm really most excited about. If you haven't seen that or played that on PC, leave me a comment down below. I can even pull up and maybe get some gameplay for you guys, crank up the old gaming PC and show you some frontline game mode and what it's all about. But overall, the direction of the game right now is very good. Whenever the direction kind of started to tilt towards better, whenever we got, they came to the realization, they said, look, we screwed up with the mercenary tanks. We realized that it wasn't exactly what anybody was really wanting or hoping for, and we're sorry, but we're going to go away from mercenary tanks. It's no longer going to be called World of Tanks Mercenaries. When they did that, that kind of brought the game back into a really solid direction. And now, of course, with the 360 support going to be officially going away and all the different things that are coming with that, we're going to be able to move in a direction that is much better for the game. World of Tanks Valor, as the rebrand and as everything stands, is just a much more solid direction for the game. And in my opinion, this is the direction that we should be heading. You're going to want some excitement around this game when the new consoles come out. And if this game is a launch title for the new consoles, it's going to make it a lot more appealing, to people. They're going to say, oh, well, that World of Tanks game, I heard of it before, but I never played it. And I think it's going to be good for the player base. The player counts are going to be up. They're going to be higher, now, or they will be higher once the new consoles come out. Everything will be going up and up. And for me, in my opinion, I think the state of the game is really good right now. I'm thinking that we're going in the right direction. And let me know in the comments down below what you think. I think that this is the steps. Wargaming is taking steps in the right direction with their balance changes and with the things that they're doing right now, dropping 360 support. These ops, they're a little bit much, but we wanted for years. I always wanted for years to have tanks to earn like what on PC has. With the T-28 heavy tank concept, the Stug 4, and different things like that. We got those as premium tanks, but I wanted to earn them the same way that PC did. Well, now we're having these earn ops that are pretty regular, Granted, they're timed, which I'm not a huge fan of timed earn-ups. But we have these earn-ups regularly, and of course we have the mercenary contracts, which now they're in a better state than they used to be. I just wish the tanks were more real and more believable. But that's beside the point. But they're in a better state than they used to be. But we've got all these earnable tanks now that before we didn't have, and so for that, I think that console is headed in a really solid direction. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you're having a great day. Let me know what you